My dear brothers and sisters, let me start by telling you something very real. Sometimes life hits you so hard that even breathing feels expensive. You look at your bills, the rent, the sudden medical costs, the unexpected problems, and your heart shakes. You sit alone and think, how will I survive this time? And in that moment you feel like the whole world is heavy on your shoulders. But listen carefully. There is a beautiful truth I want you to remember. You are not alone. There is one who sees every tear, every sleepless night, every fear, every quiet whisper of the heart. He knows when you are struggling even before you speak it. And he is closer to you than anyone ever could be. My friend, when you feel trapped, when the doors of money seem closed, when you feel embarrassed to ask people for help, remind yourself, the giver has never stopped giving. People get tired, people get annoyed, people forget. But Allah never forgets you. Many times, the help of Allah does not arrive through the hands of people. It arrives through the peace He places in your chest, the courage He strengthens inside you, the ideas He puts in your mind, the sudden opportunities He sends your way, the unexpected ease that just appears without you knowing how. And sometimes, it arrives through one simple act of remembrance. There is a powerful, gentle, healing name of Allah that brings ease when money becomes tight. A name that softens the path, opens doors, and brings blessings from places you never imagined. A name you recite, not because it is a magic trick, but because it connects your heart to the one who owns every treasure in this world and the next. My beloved listeners, especially those who are stressed right now, those who are tired, those who are carrying secret burdens, I want you to feel hope again, real deep hope, because the one who says be, and it is, He is the same one who can fix your situation in a moment. Remember the words Allah tells us in the Quran in English, meaning, whoever relies upon Allah, then He is enough for them. Sometimes we forget this. We rely on our job, our bank account, our boss, our business, our family. But when these things shake, our hearts shake with them. But when you rely on Allah, your heart stays firm even when everything else falls apart. My sister who is listening from her kitchen, my brother listening while driving to work, the young student thinking about loans, the elderly parent worrying for their children. All of you, I want you to breathe for a moment. Just breathe. And let your heart hear this. Allah knows exactly what you need, and He knows exactly how to give it to you. Sometimes He delays your rizq, not because He wants to make you suffer, but because He wants you to turn to Him before you turn to the world. He wants to give you something far greater than money. He wants to give you a heart that trusts. And a trusting heart attracts blessings faster than anything else. Let me tell you a small story, something that has happened in thousands of homes. There was a woman who had nothing left. Her bills were due, her children needed food, and she felt completely helpless. She sat on her prayer mat and cried, "Oh Allah, You are the most generous. You are the one who provides. I have no door except Yours." She began reciting one name of Allah, the name that so many believers have recited in times of need. And within days, not weeks, not months, days, Allah opened for her a way she never imagined. A relative who never helps suddenly helped. Opportunities came from unexpected places. Her fear turned into calm. Her heart felt lighter. My friends, when you call upon Allah with sincerity, He answers. He answers in His way, at the perfect time, with a kindness you will only understand once you receive it. When Allah wants to bless you, the whole universe cannot stop it. And when He wants to protect you from something harmful, even if you desperately want it, He will keep it away from you because He knows what you do not know. This is why remembrance matters. Not because Allah needs to hear it, He already knows, but because you need to hear it. Your heart needs it, your spirit needs it, your life needs it. And when it comes to wealth, blessings, protection from debt and sudden ease, there is a name of Allah that brings miracles when recited with a sincere heart. A name that is full of mercy, full of generosity, full of compassion. A name that opens closed doors and fills empty hands. My dear listener, before I tell you that name, I want your heart to be ready for it. Because when you recite it, you're not just repeating words, you're speaking to the one who created wealth, who controls every opportunity, who knows the unseen, who loves to give, who loves when you ask. Let your heart soften. Let your eyes calm. Let your soul feel that you are about to call upon the most loving. And remember another promise from Allah in the Quran. And He will provide for them from where they could never imagine. This is not poetry. This is not a motivational line. This is the promise of your Lord. If He can split the sea for a prophet, if He can bring water from a rock, if He can bring a bird to feed a man in the desert, if He can make the fire cool and safe, do you think He cannot fix your financial situation? Do you think your bills are too heavy for Him? Do you think your struggle is too complicated for Him? Never. Your problem is small compared to His mercy. But your heart becomes big when you trust Him. And now, as we move forward, I want to bring you closer to this name. A name you will recite 71 times with love, with patience, with hope, with full belief that Allah will open a way for you, just like He has opened a way for countless others before you. Let me take you gently into the meaning of this name, so that when you recite it, it enters your heart and not just your tongue, because before you recite the name of Allah, you must understand who you are calling. Only then does the heart open. Only then does the tongue soften. Only then does the remembrance feel alive. My dear friend, the name I am about to share with you is one of the most beautiful reminders that Allah never stops caring for you. It is a name that reaches into the darkest moments of your life and pulls you back into light. A name that tells you, you are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are still under my care. The name is Al-Razak, the provider, the one who gives without limit, the one whose treasures never decrease, the one who feeds the birds in the sky and the fish in the sea and still takes care of your heart, your home, your future. But let me take you deeper. Sit with me in this moment as if we are just two friends having a quiet conversation. Forget everything else around you, just you and the thought of the one who has never stopped carrying you. Think about your life for a second. Every meal you ever ate, every breath you ever took, every dollar that ever came to you, every door that ever opened, none of it was random. You didn't earn it by your strength alone. It wasn't just your job, your effort, your talent. It was Him. Always Him. That time you thought you were finished, but somehow you made it through. That was Him. That moment you were completely stuck, but suddenly something changed. That was Him. That night you cried silently, but the next day came with ease. That was Him. That bill you thought you couldn't pay, but the money arrived from a place you didn't even expect. That was Him. Al-Razak, the provider who provides even when you forget to ask. You see, sometimes we think provision is only about money. But look at your life. Look at the peace He gave you after a storm. Look at the strength He gave you when you were weak. Look at the people He removed from your life because they were not good for you. Look at the delayed blessings that came at the perfect time. Look at the protection He gave you from harms you didn't even know about. Provision is bigger than money. Provision is when Allah sends you what your soul needs before what your hands need. But today we are speaking about the moments when your hands are empty, the moments when your bank account is frightening, the moments when you feel embarrassed to tell anyone how bad it is, the moments when you smile outside but your heart is shaking inside. I want you to hear something deep. Allah knows that moment better than you do. He knows the fear in your stomach. He knows the stress sitting on your chest. He knows the thoughts that keep you awake at night. He knows the silent panic of what will happen to me. And yet, He also knows the solution. He knows the way out. He knows the opportunity that is hidden behind the door you can't see yet. That is why He tells us in the Quran in English meaning, and whoever fears Allah, He will make for them a way out and provide for them from where they never imagined. Sometimes we don't need a bigger income, we need a bigger trust. Imagine holding a small cup under a waterfall. You cannot catch everything with that cup. Not because the waterfall is weak, but because the cup is too small. Your heart is that cup. Trust makes it bigger. And when trust grows, blessings begin to flow in ways that shock you. My beloved listeners, I want you to feel this name of Allah, not just hear it. Say it slowly in your mind right now, Al-Razak, the one who gives to you even while you sleep, the one who sends what you need before you even realize you need it, the one whose generosity fills the heavens and the earth. When you recite this name 71 times, you are not performing a ritual. You are reminding your heart that your salary is not your provider. Your boss is not your provider. Your business is not your provider. Your friends, your family, your savings, none of these are your provider. Only Allah holds that title. Only Allah writes your rizq. Only Allah decides how, when, and where your blessings will reach you. You recite Al-Razak to tell your heart, relax. Your story is already written by the one who loves you. You may think, but I have so many debts, but my job is unstable, but I don't have support, but I am scared of the future. My friend, do you think Allah doesn't know? Do you think He cannot flip your situation in one moment? Do you think your stress is invisible to Him? Do you think your tears go unnoticed in His sight? Never. You are seen. you are known, you are held. Let me share with you another simple moment. A man once went to an old scholar and said, I don't know how I will survive. I have nothing left. The scholar smiled gently and said, if you truly had nothing left, you wouldn't be here speaking to me. You have the one who controls everything. Start from there. Start from there. Start from him. Start from Al-Razzaq. When you call on him, do it with a soft heart. Do it with slow breathing. Imagine placing your worries in his hands, one by one. Your bills, your needs, your fear of the future, your hidden anxieties. Place them gently in his palm. He is strong enough to carry what you cannot. And when you recite his name 71 times, don't rush through it. Feel every repetition. Let every whisper be a seed planted in the unseen. Let every count carry a bit of your fear away. Let every moment bring you closer to calm. Because the truth is, the greatest rizq Allah gives is not money, it is peace. Money pays bills. Peace feeds the soul. And when peace enters your heart, money starts coming in ways you never expected. You might think, but how can repeating a name change my situation? My dear brother, my dear sister, it is not just the name. It is your connection to the one behind that name. It's your surrender. It's your trust. It's your sincerity. Allah doesn't look at the number. He looks at the heart that is counting. And when that heart is sincere, the doors of the heavens begin to open. My friend, close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. A night when you finally sleep without fear. A morning when you wake up and feel hopeful again. A day when the solution you've been begging for finally reaches you. That moment is already written. It is coming. It is on the way. But your heart must be ready to receive it. And this remembrance, this Al-Razzaq, this gentle repetition, it prepares your heart for that blessing. It prepares your soul to recognize the mercy when it arrives. It fills you with a calm that the world cannot break. So before I guide you into how to recite it, how to make your heart present, how to ask in a way that Allah loves, let your heart settle for a moment as we move together into the next step. Because when the heart becomes still, that is when you truly begin to understand who you are speaking to. And I want you to take this seriously, my friend. Not with fear, but with awareness. With that gentle trembling inside that reminds you that Allah is watching you with mercy, not anger. With love, not punishment. With knowledge of every silent struggle inside your chest. Sometimes Allah lets us reach a point where we feel cornered. Not to break us, but to bring us closer. Because when life is easy, we forget. When the wallet is full, we forget. When things go our way, we forget. But when the pressure comes, the heart suddenly remembers who truly holds our future. And maybe that is where you are right now. Maybe money is tight. Maybe you feel ashamed to tell anyone. Maybe you're smiling in public but crying when you're alone. Maybe you're scared of how things will look in a month or even tomorrow. I want you to know something. These moments are not a sign that Allah is pushing you away. They are a sign that He is pulling you back. Sometimes the only way He can bring you closer is by shaking something in your life. Not to hurt you, but to wake you, to remind you that depending on people hurts, but depending on Him heals. And this is why I'm asking you to come into this remembrance with a heart that is both soft and awake. Let me tell you a small story. There was a woman who had almost nothing. Her debts were growing. Her husband had lost his job. Her children were asking for things she couldn't afford. She said one night she cried so much that her pillow was soaked. She felt empty, completely defeated. And then, in the middle of the night, she said something changed. Not her situation. That was still the same. What changed was her heart. She said, I suddenly felt like Allah was telling me, don't worry, I am still here. All she did that night was whisper one thing. Ya Razzaq, you are my provider, no one else. She said, she repeated, again and again, not counting, not rushing, just letting the words sink inside her like warm rain. And within days, unexpected help came. Not from one place, but several. Money she was owed long ago suddenly returned. A door opened for her husband. An opportunity came from someone who barely knew her. She said, the moment I stopped panicking, Allah sent peace first and money after. My friend, maybe Allah wants to send that peace to you right now. But here's something important. Before money arrives, the heart must unclench. A tight heart blocks blessings. A trusting heart invites them. Maybe you've been carrying too much. Maybe you've been trying to fix everything alone. Maybe you're exhausted and all Allah wants is for you to breathe and remember Him. Think of this. A child never panics when their parent holds their hand. Even if the road is dark, the child feels safe because they know someone stronger is guiding them. And you have a Lord far more loving than any parent. He sees the darkness you're walking through. He sees the weight you're lifting. He sees the tears you hide. He sees the moments when you whisper, I can't keep doing this. And yet, He also sees your patience. He sees your effort. He sees your goodness, even when the world doesn't. He sees your struggle to survive with dignity. Do you think He will leave that unanswered? Never. But you must turn to Him with a heart that is ready to let go of fear and hold on to hope. When you call on Ar-Razzaq, don't just say the name with your tongue. Say it with your whole being. Say it like someone who truly needs Him. Say it like someone who knows there is no other door to knock on. Say it like someone who believes that Allah already has the solution ready. You just need to come close, and come close with honesty. You don't need fancy words. You don't need complicated dua. You don't need poetry. You just need sincerity. Sometimes the most powerful prayer is simply, Ya Allah, you know my situation. Help me. Sometimes the most honest tear is the one that falls when nobody is watching. Sometimes the most sincere remembrance is the quietest one. You know, the Quran says in English, and your Lord says, call upon me, I will respond to you. This is not a metaphor. This is not a guess. This is a promise from the one who never breaks a promise. So when you repeat this name 71 times, you're not performing magic. You're aligning your heart with divine truth. You're saying, my fear is big, but my Lord is bigger. My debts are heavy, but my Lord is stronger. My path is dark, but my Lord sees everything. And that begins to change the energy inside you. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you expect. It opens you to blessings that were always written for you but waiting for your heart to open. I want you to feel this urgency, not out of fear but out of longing. Because distance from Allah makes life harder, even if you're rich. But closeness to Allah makes life easier, even if you're struggling. You may have nothing in your pocket right now, but if you have Allah, you are not poor. And you may have thousands in your account. But if your heart is empty of Him, you are not rich. The real richness begins when Allah is with you. The real lift begins when the heart bows before the Almighty. The real change begins when the tongue whispers His name with love, not just need. So come closer now. Bring your worries, bring your fears, bring your broken dreams, bring the bills you hide in the drawer, bring the stress you swallow alone, bring the secrets you can't tell anyone. Place them gently before Allah. He is not tired of you. He is not annoyed by you. He is not disappointed in you. You're His creation. You're His servant. You're His child. He shaped you with His own wisdom. He wrote your life with His own mercy. Do you think He will leave you without help? Do you think He will let your burdens crush you? Do you think He will withhold from you what is meant for you? Your rizq is not running away. It is running toward you, but your heart must be ready to receive it. And soon I will take you by the hand, step by step, into how to recite this name with presence, with love, with sincerity. So the doors of provision can open even wider as we move forward, because before any door of rizq can open, some doors inside your heart have to open first. And I want to speak to you gently here, like someone sitting right in front of you, seeing the sadness in your eyes, the weight on your shoulders, the pain you've been hiding for far too long. My friend, I can feel it, you know. I can almost feel that heaviness sitting in your chest, that tiredness you don't talk about, that fear you keep locked inside, that little voice that says, what if things never get better? And I want to tell you something softly, but with all the truth I have, things will get better. But sometimes Allah waits for one thing from you first, a softening of the heart, a step toward Him, a quiet surrender, not a surrender of giving up, a surrender of letting Him in. You see, when money becomes tight, when life feels stuck, when everything seems to fall apart at the same time, it's not always about the money. Sometimes it's about the heart. The heart becomes cluttered, cluttered with old pain, cluttered with grudges, cluttered with guilt, cluttered with regrets we never deal with, cluttered with sins we tried to ignore, and a cluttered heart has no room for blessings. Sometimes before Allah sends provision to your hand, He wants to clean your heart, and this part might be hard, but let me hold your hand through it. My friend, forgive. I know it hurts to hear that. I know some wounds are so deep you don't even like remembering them, but holding on to anger is like holding on to a burning coal. The fire doesn't hurt the person who wronged you. It burns you. It burns your peace. It burns your sleep. It burns your hope. And yes, sometimes it even burns your rizq. Let go. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. When you forgive, you're not saying what they did was okay. You're saying, I won't. allow this pain to control my life any longer. And Allah loves the heart that forgives. He responds to that heart. He opens doors for that heart. You know what's even harder? Forgiving yourself. Some people walk around with sins from years ago, sitting on their back like a mountain. A mistake they still cry about. A moment of weakness they wish they could erase. A bad decision that changed their life. And they think Allah is still angry at them. But listen carefully. If Allah was going to punish you for that sin, He would not have given you the chance to regret it. Regret is mercy. Tears are mercy. The heaviness you feel, that is Allah calling you. He is saying, come back to me. I am still here for you. I still want you. My friend, repent. Even if it's quietly, even if it's a whisper nobody hears, even if you feel ashamed while doing it. Repent because Allah hasn't closed His door on you. He never does. You are the one who walked away. But He is still exactly where you left Him. You know how the Quran says in English, indeed Allah loves those who repent, not tolerates, not accepts, not forgives, loves. Imagine being loved by the most merciful. Imagine being welcomed by the one who knows every secret inside you and still says, return to me. You're not dirty, you're not too far, you're not broken beyond repair. You are one sincere tear away from a new life. And maybe your risk is waiting for that tear. Maybe your breakthrough is sitting right behind that repentance. Maybe the blessings you're chasing are already written for you. But Allah wants to see your heart soften first. Because when a heart softens, the world around it softens too. And trust. Trust is a big part of it. I can feel your fear. I can feel your worry. I can feel that question in your mind. How can I trust when I've been disappointed so much? You trust because Allah never fails. People fail. Plans fail. Jobs fail. But Allah never fails. You trust because when everything in your life was shaking, somehow you're still standing. You trust because He carried you through nights you thought would break you. You trust because even when your prayers were weak, He still protected you. You trust because every breath you take is a sign that He still wants you in this world, still giving you a chance to rise, to fix, to grow. You know what trust looks like? It looks like saying, Ya Allah, I don't know how, but I know you know. It looks like taking a step even when the path is dark. It looks like opening your palm and asking for help without shame. It looks like remembering that Allah is kinder than anyone you've ever met. My friend, if you want your provision to increase, your heart has to learn this trust. Not the trust of the tongue, the trust of the heart. The kind where you whisper Al-Razak and actually believe He heard you. The kind where you place your fear in His hands. The kind where you sigh and say, I leave it to you. There's something else. Sometimes Allah withholds because He wants to bring you closer. If He gave you everything instantly, you might drift, you might forget, you might lose the connection that only hardship can create. Some of the closest servants to Allah were those whose lives were full of tests, and they rose through those tests. They didn't rise because life was easy. They rose because their hearts were attached to Allah. Your heart is being shaped right now. Your pain is teaching you something. Your struggle is building you. Your tears are purifying you. Don't waste them. Let them take you back to Allah. In these moments, ask Him for forgiveness. Ask Him for strength. Ask Him for a clean heart. Ask Him to remove the hardness you didn't even realize was there. Ask Him to replace fear with hope. Ask Him to replace confusion with clarity. Ask Him to replace stress with calm. Ask Him to replace panic with peace. A peaceful heart attracts blessings. A trusting heart receives miracles. A humble heart is lifted by Allah Himself. I want you to feel how close He is right now. Not tomorrow, not later, now. He is closer to you than the pain in your chest, closer than the thoughts in your mind, closer than the heartbeat in your rib cage. Call Him, talk to Him, cry to Him, complain to Him, fall in front of Him the way a child falls into the arms of someone they trust. He won't push you away. He won't ignore you. He won't say not now. He will listen. He will forgive. He will open. He will provide. And soon, very soon, I want to show you how to call upon Him with the name Al-Razak in a way that awakens your soul so that the blessings written for you can finally begin to move toward you. My brother, my sister, sometimes the biggest battles you will ever fight are the ones nobody sees. The private wars, the silent tears, the moments when you lie awake at night wondering, will things ever change for me? But listen carefully, those moments are not signs of weakness. They are signs that your heart is still alive, still fighting, still reaching for something better. And Allah loves a heart that refuses to give up. Every test you face is not sent to break you, it is sent to make you, to shape you, to pull you closer to the one who created your soul and knows exactly what you need even before you ask. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are being prepared. And sometimes preparation requires pressure. Think about it. A seed must be buried before it grows. Gold must be heated before it shines. And a believer must be tested before they rise. So when you feel the pressure building in your life, do not assume that everything is falling apart. It might be that your Lord is positioning you for a transformation you never imagined. There was a man long ago who faced a moment of complete darkness. He was alone, surrounded by fear, and everyone thought he would not survive the night. But he whispered a simple prayer from the depths of his heart, and that prayer changed everything. The darkness became light, the fear became peace, the hopelessness became victory, not because he was strong, but because he turned to the one who is stronger than everything that scares us. That is the power of a heart that refuses to give up on Allah. And I want you to remember this. You were not created to live defeated. You were created with a soul that carries dignity, honor, and purpose. Even when you feel low, even when people underestimate you, even when your past tries to haunt you, Allah sees who you can become, even if you don't see it yet. So today, I want you to do something brave. I want you to choose hope again. Choose trust again. Choose to believe that the one who carried you through every moment so far will carry you through this one too. You have survived too much to stop now. You have cried too much to turn back now. You have fought too hard to surrender when you're this close to a breakthrough. But let me tell you something important. Breakthroughs don't always come loudly. Sometimes they arrive quietly, in the form of a small change in your heart, a shift in your thinking, a whisper that says, "You can do this, keep going." And that whisper is often the beginning of a miracle. Your Lord wants ease for you, but sometimes He writes difficulty first, because the ease that comes after will mean so much more. You will appreciate it more, you will understand it better, and you will use it to help people who are going through what you once went through. Your story is not just for you, it's for someone out there who will one day hear your journey and say, if they made it, maybe I can too. That is how Allah uses you as a light in other people's darkness. So don't dim that light by doubting yourself. You were chosen for your path, and that alone is an honor. And let me remind you of something powerful. Every time your heart breaks, it opens. It becomes softer, more sincere, more connected. And an open heart is fertile ground for dua. Some of the most accepted prayers in history came from people who were hurting, people who felt lost, people who stood at the edge of collapse. Their tears became their strength. Their pain became the door to their destiny. So don't be ashamed of your struggles. Don't hide your scars. Don't think you're less because you've been through difficult moments. Those struggles are proof that you're human, and your scars are proof that you healed. Wear them with dignity. And when you walk through this world, walk with your head high, not in arrogance, but in gratitude. Because your journey is filled with moments where Allah saved you when you didn't even realize it. Times He protected you from people who meant harm. Times He pulled you away from choices that would have destroyed you. Times He brought comfort to your heart when nobody else knew you needed it. You owe it to yourself to honor that journey. My brother, my sister, please don't wait for things to be perfect before you take the next step. If you wait for the perfect moment, you may wait your entire life. Start now. Fix what you can now. Improve what you can now. And leave the rest to the one who never disappoints. And if you feel tired, rest, but don't quit. If you feel overwhelmed, pause, but don't despair. If you feel alone, speak to your Lord, because the one who listens to every heartbeat will never turn away from your voice. Remember that story we mentioned earlier? Let me tell you the end of it. After the darkness lifted and the fear disappeared, that man walked out stronger than he had ever been. He walked out with wisdom he didn't have before. He walked out with a heart more confident, more connected, more alive. And that is exactly what awaits you when your storm settles. You may not see it yet, but your breakthrough has already been written. Your healing has already been prepared. Your future has already been shaped. Allah simply wants you to trust Him through the steps that lead to it. You are closer to that turning point than you think. So don't look at how far you still have to go. Look at how far you've already come. Look at the strength that carried you.